His hope didn't need to be deferred. His heart didn't need to be sick. God was always doing what he said that he was going to do. The problem is he just wasn't doing what Elijah wanted him to do. So what if the problem is not in what hasn't happened, but that we've put our hope in the wrong places? What if our hearts are sick because we're hoping in things that don't matter? So many of us are hoping for God, but we were created to hope in God. Here's what I mean. We're hoping for God to do specific things for us, to do specific things in our lives, but our hope is not in Him. We're waiting for God to bring this and to bring that when God Himself is here. The Lord is here. Be anxious for nothing. But I need a house, or I need a job, or I need a healing, or I need a spouse, or I need this. The Lord is here. Be anxious for nothing. What if he just kept repeating it? Every time you and I said, but, and he said, but the Lord is here. Be anxious for nothing. But my kids are wayward. But the Lord is here. Be anxious for nothing. But the building is stalled. But the Lord is here. Be anxious for nothing. But my body is weak. But the Lord is here. Be anxious for nothing. When are we going to hear what he's saying rather than tell him what we want him to do? The Lord is here. Be anxious for nothing. When will we actually believe that that is not just a beautiful verse, it is a command and it is an opportunity? It's an invitation. In Hebrews chapter 6, the author wrote that hope in Jesus is a sure and steadfast anchor for the soul. It is not an illustration. It is not this vague thing. It is a sure and steadfast anchor. It is real and tangible. It is enough. Romans chapter 5 says that hope that is produced by suffering, perseverance, and character does not ever disappoint us, because that hope is secured by and proved in the love of God that is poured out into our hearts by the Holy Spirit that is living in us. So let me just say, suffering produces character. Suffering produces perseverance. Perseverance produces character, and character produces hope, and hope does not disappoint. Let me ask this, treading lightly. Doesn't that mean that all of my disappointment comes from hoping in things I should have never hoped for? If hope born of God doesn't disappoint, then what is my disappointment other than not getting my way in my time the way I wanted? Because the Lord is near, because God is with me, because I belong to Him. His Spirit lives in me. Right? Isn't that what Paul says in Romans 5? That why doesn't hope disappoint? Because the Holy Spirit is in you. And He's in you constantly, shedding the love of God abroad in your heart. If you can be disappointed in life by filled with the Spirit, your hope is misplaced.